Hello, my name is Craig J. Davis and welcome to my channel. I've had a bad day today, a very bad day. Drwg thee, that is a Welsh for bad day. Yes, the Siarad Cymraeg dwi, I speak Welsh. Fi hen Craig J. Davis. My name is Craig J. Davis. Croeso I channel and welcome to my channel. Speaking of people having bad days, what happened on the 27th of March of this year, 2022? Let me think. Oh yes, Chris Rock on stage. Can't wait for G.I. Jane 2, alright? Oh, you can't. Whack! Wow! Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. Keep your wife's name out of your motherfucking mouth. Yes, keep my wife's name out of your motherfucking mouth. I was about to, okay? Dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke. For all of those who don't know what I am talking about, and you a lot should do by now, but in case you haven't, in case some of you don't have access to a computer, and in case some of you don't have access to a TV, and in case some of you have been living under a rock after all of this time, on the 27th of March 2022, at the 94th, I got written down here somewhere, on the 94th Academy Awards, where Chris Rock was nominating the best documentary films, he made a joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. For those who don't know who Jada Pinkett Smith is, she was in the Eddie Murphy film, The Nutty Professor, but she is now mostly known for playing the villain Fish Mooney in the TV series Gotham. And her catchphrase is, that's what she always used to do. Yes, she is the wife of Will Smith. And Chris Rock referred her to the fictional character G.I. Jane because she's had her hair shaven, because she's suffering from a condition called, I think I know how to pronounce this, I got it written down here, alopecia. Now at first, Will Smith did laugh at the joke. But then when he saw that his wife wasn't impressed, of course, and he didn't want to offend his wife, so he took offense. But if you ask me, he didn't do it the right way. What he did was very foolish. In James chapter 4 verse 6, it says this: He giveth more grace, wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. I'll say that again. In James chapter 4 verse 6, he giveth more grace. Wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. Will Smith, at the time, who was full of pride, full of arrogance, and egotistical, he didn't think before he acted. He acted on impulse. I can understand him defending his wife if his wife wasn't impressed by the joke. But there are ways of doing things, and there are ways of treating people. And to treat Chris Rock the way he treated him is not a good way. See, he thought he was punishing Chris Rock. See, right, when he slapped Chris Rock, he thought he was punishing him. He thought he was teaching him a lesson. And out of spite, because I do believe there was some spite there as well, he thought that he could humiliate Chris Rock by slapping him in public and on national television for the whole world to see. But the reality is, the only one who became humiliated was Will Smith himself. He was the one who became humiliated. He was the one who embarrassed himself. Why? Because what he did was very foolish. Not only was he very foolish, but he was also very immature about what he did. This was the classic example of the pride before the fall, because the fall will be is that after his stupid action, he will now regret that incident for the rest of his life. If he had just bit his tongue and just let it lie and just let the joke slip, it would have been totally forgotten about. Nobody would have cared. So, okay, so he referred her to G.I. Jane. All right, like he did. Like Chris Rock, he didn't mean any malice out of it. He didn't say that joke out of spite. He was just being entertaining and light-hearted. And everyone chuckled and yeah, it's very funny, but after a few seconds it would have been forgotten about. Nobody would have cared. But see, Will Smith, full of pride, full of ego. How dare you make such a nasty joke towards my wife? I'm gonna. And of course, by his actions, that will now be something that people will not forget. He has completely ruined his reputation. If he hadn't ruined his reputation from other previous things in the past, well, he certainly has now after this. To Jada Pinkett Smith, I can understand how horrible it is to lose your hair. As you can see, I've got a full set of hair. I could do the haircut actually. Look at me, look. But you know, this is a pride before the fall. What he did was foolish. Very foolish. If he had just, if he just sat there quietly, and yes, I'm not saying he should have been happy. I'm not saying he should have continued to smile and laugh after seeing his wife being resentful, but he could have just sat there and glared at Chris in silence. And if the cameras wanted to point to Will Smith and have him there, just, you know, that would have been more mature. And if he did that, people will then understand that, yes, he hated the joke, and two, he would have still had his self-dignity and respect, because he took it like a man. He was mature. Now, speaking of taking it like a man, I have total respect for Chris Rock, right? Because after Will Smith assaulted him, yes, assaulted, Chris Rock was the a mature one. He was a wise person by just taking it in a stride. If it had been, no, because obviously the natural response would be to retaliate. If someone slapped me like that, especially in public, I don't know if I could be as cool as Chris Rock. To all of those who know me, you are willing to give it a try, but I wouldn't recommend it. Because if someone slapped me like that, especially over an innocent joke, let's just say it's more than likely that I would have reacted, and I would have reacted with hostility. It all depends of how I felt that day. But it's more than likely I would have, you know, retaliated, and I wouldn't have retaliated using my words. I don't think I have to explain that any further. I don't think I did explain today. But no, but anyway, so yeah. And I also have a lot of respect for Jim Carrey, because he said that Will Smith's actions was appalling. Yeah. I got another Bible beer. I'm just going to finish off with just a quick verse from Jeremiah chapter 31 to verse 32. Yeah, here we are. Jeremiah chapter 50 from verse 31 to verse 32. And this is what God says, right? This is in the Old Testament. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord God of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all around about him. I think verse 32 sums it up. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all around him. Now, even though it does mention the word cities, yes, cities here, it isn't in this context about what I've been talking about, but what is in context is the proud shall stumble and fall. And what happened to Will Smith was the proud, you know, the pride. But after that, he will regret it if he hasn't already, and that's when he will be fallen. You know, Will Smith, he could be fired from acting after that. And if you want to keep your acting career, well, just pray or just hope or whatever, right? Because I don't know if you're a Christian, but whatever your faith is, even if you don't have any faith, you just hope that you manage to retain any credibility that you may have left, and hope that you don't get fired from acting. Anyway, please comment, please subscribe, and please don't hesitate to hit the like button. A sermon is coming this Sunday, and so is you know, I am going to be making more music videos, because I got a few songs written up. And oh yeah, before I go, I just remembered something. A lot of people tend to think that this was staged. This incident between Chris Rock and Will Smith. A lot of people tend to think that this was staged and that it's all a fake and that it's all acting. Why would it be staged? You know, but it's a possibility. I mean, after all, they are actors. I mean, it looks pretty real to me, but that's the secret of acting, isn't it? The the talent of acting is when you are acting, to make it look like that you are not acting. But I do not know. It looks real to me. I believe this wasn't acting. I believe this was general. But what do I so I'm just a fat guy in his bedroom reading the Bible and criticising Will Smith. Anyway, catch you again.